Hello, you're very welcome to Bamfordrose and another question of the week. Before we get into this week's subject, it really helps us if you can like, subscribe and make comments on what you see on this channel. This week's question of the week is don't fix at first visit, question mark. Now, if you're within the trade, you'll probably figure out where this is going, because this sort of statement and phrase is linked with another, which is bonus scheme, yes or no. So these are things that happen particularly in the franchise world, big PLCs. I doubt any of the independents are going to operate technicians on a bonus scheme. It's a pretty much hated idea. Suits no one but the big PLC. So a bonus scheme is where if a technician does a lot of work in one day, a couple of car services, he meets stroke exceeds his quota, then he's going to get a bonus. So the technician there is incentivized to rush through the work, miss things, only do what is absolutely necessary to make his bonus. As I say, small garages are never going to work to that practice, because at small garage like here, each car will go on the ramp for its service, and it's on there for as long as it takes. The service is the time for a good bit of TLC for that car. It's not time to rush the job through and cut corners. So another phrase, and this, believe it or not, will exist in the PLC, typically the PLC world, your big dealerships. Don't fix it at the first visit. This is because if a car comes in for a particular problem, and maybe it's got a problem which has a fault code registered, maybe in the engine ECU, gearbox controller, and the fault says, well, sensor X, Y or Z is wrong, or widget A, B or C is wrong, then the technicians will fix what is identified as being wrong. Put it back together, reset the fault codes, send the car out the door. But if you were to do a little bit more detective work, sanity check that what the laptop is saying is wrong with the car is actually what's wrong with it, and it's not a symptom of another fault, and really you need to fix the other fault to cure the root cause of the problem so that you fix it first time. You never see the car back again for that same problem. You don't give the owner the inconvenience of having to come back in for a second time for the same problem. Well, that's what the independent world is going to do. You know, certain things like we don't charge diagnostic time because we know the root cause of all the problems. We've been doing this now for years, been in and around the cars at a development stage as well as now later on in the field. So fix first time is a really, really important mantra, goal, objective that we certainly aspire to achieve all the time. Don't fix first time, like the bonus scheme, are phrases that appear in the franchise world. So I've got an example today which absolutely exemplifies that this phrase practice is alive and kicking in the PLC world. So we've got a classic Vanquish, and if you recognise this car, then I've used it to explain a few other faults and problems. This car isn't a lemon, it's just had lemons working on it, and there's a big difference. So this particular Vanquish has had a history of not shifting properly, jumping out of gear, and when it's been plugged into at independents and franchise dealers across USA, Netherlands and the UK, they've all been unable to identify the problems and correct it. So it's had a history of being looked at for poor shift. The owner has got involved with, I think, Aston Martin Owners Club forum. There's some great knowledge on there, and he's posted up fault codes and snippets of data logs that he's taken, and there's been some great advice on that forum, all good things to check. But alas, despite visiting lots of garages and having a few people look at it and few people comment on forums, never really got to the bottom of the problems for this particular car. So it's come to us, we'll get to the bottom of it. And now you can piece together history, both of components which are on the car and documents, invoices, that sort of thing. And you can really do a bit of detective work and figure out what's gone wrong and where. And here's a perfect example of don't fix first time. So the symptoms have been dropping out of gear, not selecting gear, clutch behaving a bit erratically. The fault codes have been the clutch slave cylinder position sensor, which is this particular sensor pictured here, and the input shaft speed sensor, which is this sensor pictured here. And it's come up with some clutch warnings, typical thing that Vanquish flashes up in error, but it actually isn't, it's just a momentary gremlin. So what you need to do for this particular problem is investigate the whole system of the gearbox actuator, all sensors, the clutch, absolutely everything in the system to do with clutch and gear change operation. So if you look at this invoice from the dealership, they've changed clutch position sensor and they've changed the spigot bearing, which sits inside the crankshaft and the gearbox input shaft locates into. To change that spigot bearing, you needed to have removed the clutch. There's no possible way, and it's not in Aston's procedure, to try and pick out the spigot bearing through the clutch. So as soon as you remove the cover plate of the clutch, you can see this was the friction plate. You can see the picture of the worn out friction plate, and you can see the heat distortion on the pressure plate and witness of overheat on the flywheel. So as soon as you remove this component, which you have to do to replace the spigot bearing, which is just in the center there of the picture that I show, you are going to see that the clutch is worn out. You know that you should be suspecting that the clutch is worn out because it's got some shift issues and it's got fault codes related to the clutch position sensor not being in the right place at the right time, maybe reaching its wear index figure. So they've taken the gearbox out, they've replaced the position sensor, which a laptop told them was wrong. They've renewed the spigot, which needed the clutch to be taken out. Then they've slapped it all back together and sent it on its way. Now that's a pretty hefty bill to do that because the parts are expensive and the labour is expensive. But what they've done is they've squeezed that amount of money out of the owner. Then they've put it back together because they know it's going to come back in for a clutch. And they can squeeze another amount of labour and the price of the clutch out of the owner in a second visit. So this video, this question of the week, is really exposing that phrase which exists in the garage world, which is not a proud moment for the garage industry, but it does exist, of don't fix first visit. And also it exposes the practice of the bonus incentive schemes, which are a couple of practices existing in the PLC world which do not exist in the independent world. And if you're thinking of the place to undertake major repairs, put your trust into a garage to get to the bottom of your problem, fix it right, fix it first time, you don't want to be entering the environment where don't fix first time and bonus incentive schemes are running.